I'll say it too, like, speak so the person can understand you. You know what I mean? Because I remember it reminded me of a show and proof a couple years ago. From what I was told, I don't know, I wasn't there. Allah said he didn't want his likeness on any shirts and stuff like that, and the brothers were selling it like 3 years ago.
No, his brothers were selling it.
Nah, I know. I'm just saying at the show and proof.
Yeah, right.
There was a brother there who just came around. I think he's from Philly, and he had the shirt on, but he didn't know that history. So I didn't tell him like, yo, take off the shirt. I just went through him like, this is why we supposed to do certain. This is why we supposed. This is the reason why. Then he said, oh, I didn't know. He just took off the shirt. He had a white beater on there. He said, that was it. I didn't have to go. That's not what we do.
But that's like, not. But it was interesting because like we were even going over like that term, the guard body term.
Yeah.
Right. And it's interesting because like somebody had put like some AI of all the guards, like, all the pictures and whatnot.
Yo, I seen one with Allah, and I commented.
Oh, with Allah doing.
And I comment. It's funny because there was an old a plus lesson where they was talking about why Allah don't have that much pictures, and he said like because they'll put you one place. If they run the media, they'll have you one place and put you in another place and say you was that. So the way that the guys got him to take reflections is like, yo, if we want to teach about you, it's gonna sound like you gonna sound like a mystery too if we don't have nothing. So
and he agreed.
If you see like, the reflection of him and Justice with their hands in pocket, it was like staged, like okay, we're gonna take pictures so people feel like that. You know what I mean? But it's happening now. Like brothers with AI, he not here no more. He wasn't doing that. And now you put him doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I see brothers sharing it too. Like I get it, you want to put it out there. When I see stuff like that, I don't interact with that. Or teach their own.
Well, okay.
But I just don't interact with that at all.
I'm glad you said because I shared it, right?
Yeah.
But I shared it as a teachable moment, meaning like, well, this is where we are, right? And then also the guard body term, right? Yeah. And I said that I don't subscribe to the term guard body. And said, however, these are 85%. Most likely, these are 85% making these things. So. You know, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they're actually paying homage to us. So we can't like you can't like take an insult to that. Like, you know, like some people just find an insult in a fucking bouquet of roses. Like, you know what I'm saying?
People want to be disagreeable, gonna be disagreeable regardless.
Right. So I thought it was a pretty all right, you know, presentation. Is that, you know, culturally, like for me, amongst us, I don't subscribe to that. But then those brothers who got on the post, like, yo, that's something that only, you know, brothers in the 90s or the 2000s have a problem with. When we was in the 80s and we heard God body, we ain't have a problem with it. Okay, I mean, you know, I was taught like that's slang, right? Okay, that's slang. But then, you know, I also noticed that, you know, the younger generations, they're gonna always come with the slang, and the older brothers. Don't do that. Like when brothers say, like, what's you got a foundation? Now don't talk like that. Don't use the mathematics.
I'll say this, guy, because I realized I do think the slang thing did hamper the nation at some point too. And I remember even watching one of your old interviews, and one of the guys, I think, Understand the Born Divine Law.
Understand the Born Law.
Yeah, you know the going through the like knowledge, K-Now, Cypher, and he was like one thing that stood out to me. He said, that's how people his age do it, and then tomorrow will come around and be like, don't do that. I told y'all stop doing that. Yeah, right, and they will stop doing it in front of them, but still do it behind them. But that means it wasn't me that brothers wasn't telling you not to do it. You just wasn't in the. People just did what they wanted to do it, and now we see the results of that in the sense of people just using it as like slang.
But see.
Because when I first came, I don't even say now Cypher. I don't say none of that. When I first came, I was like, you know what I mean? But once I realized, okay, words have meanings. The if we say in mathematics, the science of everything in life, and the alphabet is the language of the land, it should be dealt with the utmost importance. So I'm not gonna just like play around like that. You know what I mean? But nobody enforced that to me. The more my understanding grew, I made that decision on my own. Like, and then when I'm building with brothers and I'm teaching, I give them that perspective. I don't say don't say that. I just say this is why I do this. This is how I see it. Maybe you should go with other brothers and get more of a full round
perspective. Right. Well, God, language and culture grows and develops, and you know, like you gotta think what culture started out this way, and 100, 200, even 1,000 years later, like stays remains absolutely the same.
I'm not. It's not that aspect. It's more so what are you utilizing it for? Because look, if people say that think it's just like word games, they're gonna just take it as word games as well.
Right,
The outside,
right.
but if people are saying, if I'm talking to people regularly, like I remember I was building with somebody, he was like, "Oh, you don't sound like 5%. What 5%? Am I supposed to be like, nah, it's wisdom born, you know? Because nah, I'm talking regular. You don't even understand that language. So if I'm gonna convey whatever I'm trying to convey to you for you to understand it, I have to come to the people as the people. So who's that language really for, you know? And I also realize some people use that language as a tool. So like, I mean, as a shield. So they'll say, because you know God, like, you know, I remember building with a brother, he said, you know, because the wisdom is supposed to reflect the sun. I said, what that mean? He said, you know what I mean? I said,
no,
I said, can you say it in your own words? He couldn't say it, so why are you saying that? You know what I mean? You know, even the other day, it's just so much things with stuff like that. I hear people say they'll use like face value, spookiness, because you know, and I'm like, yo, use your own words. Let me see if you really know what you're talking about. If not, don't come here and pose.
Well, God, to the point of the God body thing, right? It's interesting. Like I said, I don't use that term. However, when I was at 85er, I was about 9 years old, 11 years old, right? Or 12, and I heard somebody say guard body, and I ain't never heard that term. I thought they were saying guard, and then when I heard them say, "You saying guard?" No, we saying guard. You calling yourself guard? Now that sparked me, and that made me want to look into it further. You know what I'm saying? So the language, and this is amongst my peers. So it wasn't like these older brothers. These was like people my age, 11, 12, saying guard body. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of gave me, like I wanted to see. Then I came and got it. You know what I mean? Like, So but I don't think there should be a beef with, certain things. I don't think.
I personally don't say God body, but if you older than me and say that, I don't really. But if I see somebody younger than me or around my age, I'll have a conversation, and then after that, that's their choice. You know?
Right. We at least make knowledge born. That's a slang. You know what I'm saying? And slang is part of is a part of what
that slang
develops language.
From my understanding, it came from the 85%. Because remember, you did an interview with
Rob Mel Supreme.
They said because they don't feel all the time feeling just saying God, so they add the God body because it makes it feel like to them it might seem like paying homage.
That's a term. That was a term of respect from an 85% point of view. They ain't necessarily want to say that you was the God, that you was the God, So they'll say, yeah, he's the God body.
So you're saying 85% came up with
85% basically coined and popularized that term. This is not out of the lexicon or the language of a large 5%. Initially.
And I know a brother who's out out west, and he said, yo, that God body shit
started.
No. But now it's this though. He said no. That actually like those brothers who are murderers, killing, doing that gang stuff. They like no. I want to know that God body stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it has an attracting powers amongst the people over there. So he's saying like that's why I use it. You see what I'm saying? Like so if it's useful for him.
Pork has attractive powers in some places. We can't just everything that's attractive. Lies have attractive powers in some places. You know what I mean? So it's just because they have an attractive power don't mean it's right.
It's true. That's true. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
I get
slang. Yeah, slang. Cause slang. Like you amongst your peers, you amongst certain people, and you hear like certain words being used. You like, what's that? Like, I might hear y'all say something like, wait a minute, am I in tune? Am I getting old? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. What's that word? You know what I mean? Like,
but then I don't know. I'm just very adamant about this because it's just one of those things. It's one of those things I see. Even when, because I've heard brothers build about this. Like, are we in our culture? Or are we following the outside culture now? Because even when I hear brothers say stuff like, "I know Diddy," I'm like, "What is that, bro? Come on, we adults." Like, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, because I grew up at a certain age. I still say pause sometimes, and then somebody pointed it out. I think one time that happened. I said it, and he pointed it out to me like, "Come on, we all grown here, man. My bad." You know what I'm saying? So one of those
right. So we do have to safeguard our culture and our language and use it. But however, we also gotta realize that language and culture actually lives and breathes and grows and develops. what I'm saying, over time. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I forget who I was dealing with, but I would say like no culture. I can't find one.
If it don't change, it dies. But
right.
There's, like, I remember somebody saying there's difference between growth and development and graftation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So then that's where the fine line comes in. Is it beneficial? Is it something that's gonna add value to people's life, or are we just doing it just to do it? Because if it's nothingness, equality degree in the 1 to 36, you know, like they'll give nothing. What are we doing it for?
What are we doing it for?
It's rather for the betterment of the people, or you taking advantage. It's one of the other.
Just because it's a distraction. It's not adding one to in their life.
Yeah, bro. And they're gonna keep piling people up with these distractions, no matter how they do that daily.
Yeah.
We got IG, we got Facebook, we got all these other social media platforms to try to distract people, and then whatever they put on those platforms is try to fill them with doubt and fear, and if not that, it's a false sense of fantasy that they could do certain things. So it's a lot of different factors when it comes to that. But a person needs to come to a realization like, yo, I gotta start with me first, and then once they do that, they gotta see, oh, this works for me, this don't. I bet I could do the social media thing. I could probably do skits. I could probably put my music on there. I could probably want to do like a get ready with me if it's a female. You feel me? Like they do stuff like that. But a person has to realize like, yo, like they had to take control of these certain things and not let it. An algorithm literally created to leave them distracted. Like at the end of the day, they gotta take control of their own stuff, rather it be on social or rather just out here.
Peace.
It's a good bill. Impromptu. I didn't even know. Well, he told me he was coming. I was gonna leave at a certain time, but he told me he was coming. I was like, might as well stay. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you was.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.